Wait a moment. This isn't a furry visual novel. Hey guys, Neri here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you another Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Jessie's Path. So, let's jump right back into it. I'm going off of the not safe for work route. Actually, you know what? Let's disable adult content for now. Yeah, just for now. This will be a lovely little wholesome playthrough. Because YouTube really likes demonetizing my Changeling Tale videos. Anyway, guys, let's get right into it, shall we? Hey, you're worried Melinda will up and leave you. Grun nods silently.
Yes, she is meant for bigger things, Malcolm. She dreams of a world with fame and fortune, and rightfully so. She's a feisty firecracker.
A real humdinger. Gran finally cracks another smile.
Yes, indeed. And it makes me worried I'll lose you. Again.
Gran fiddles a bit with her kerchief before taking on more serious visage and locking eyes with me.
She reminds me too much of your mother, Malcolm. Lord, strike me down from shame, but that woman, she was always angling to escape.
I nod along. No, I don't care about that. Leave me alone, Epic. I nod along, now seeing where Gran is headed with this topic. I don't think I'm ready for it, but I know it's now or never.
She gave your father so much love, compassion, hope. A little too much hope, if you ask me. A pipe dreamer, that woman.
You know I won't disagree with you there, Gran.
But she also gave me you, and for that I am ever grateful.
But she took so much.
Everything, Malcolm.
Gran sighs as if relief has overtaken her by admitting my own mother's wrongdoings.
Almost everything. Your grandfather stood his ground. This home, this land, it all meant too much to him to abandon it for imagined riches in the city. Malcolm, I miss your father every minute of every day. I knew I couldn't hold on to him forever, but having you back just makes me miss him that much more. It makes me want to cling harder to you. I love Jessie as I love you, but that one nagging thought is killing me.
I won't leave you, Gran, I promise. But even as I say the words, I fear I'm lying.
A person can be independent to a fault, Malcolm, and as much as I saw that trait in your mother, I have to be honest with myself, and you, that I don't think Jessie would ever intentionally hurt you. She may put her needs first, but truly that may be what women ought to do these days. I can't say I know for certain.
Gran, I am taking every day, every hour, every minute as it comes. I have no plans to up and leave the town I just returned to. This is home. Gran tears up again, and I swallow hard.
I'm done now. My speech is concluded, and I wish to speak of lighter things.
I try to laugh, but my heart throbs in my chest. There's a ringing in my ears, the sound of all the anger and resentment I have towards my own mother. And just like that, my conversation with Jessie, Gran and I leave much unspoken. So have you any Gossip Guild news?
Gossip Guild? Malcolm, the Whist Guild. Those are fine, upstanding ladies you speak of.
Ladies who called my girlfriend a harlot?
Well, that was only Mary McEvans. Shame on her. Her and her meddling ways. Can you imagine having something to say on everything, even when it doesn't involve you? That woman, I swear.
No, Gran, I certainly can't imagine.
She still goes on about that wolf, even though she's never seen the blasted thing. Won't let it go. A wolf in this village. Can you even imagine?
No, certainly not. Not one bit. Say, is that homemade cider ready yet? Aye, let's get good and drunk, shall we? Our days together in part blend. A series of waking, working, and wanting her, all driving me to an unsustainable level of commitments and pleasure-seeking. My fear of the unknown, any hidden ferocity, is always balanced with my obsession for her spirit, enthusiasm.
What are you cats doing?
Her love for life. Her love for me as well. I'll save it right here. It'll be on the second page. In private, Jessie displays equal parts hedonism and exhibitionism, and I certainly don't have complaints. But I'm still hesitant about our declarations of love. That word is so laden with immensity, dedication, stability. I want to be sure that Jessie hasn't felt pressure into admitting these feelings. I don't want her to be saddled with the task of needing to reciprocate my desire to settle down and make a quiet life for ourselves. Her dream still lies in the big city, as she calls it. I overthink for hours on end. I need to give myself a break from worrying about it. If Jessie loves me, she will show me how with actions. I need not fret so. But still, the concern lingers. At least she no longer seems to plan on abandoning us all in the middle of the night. That's some solace. At any rate, I hope that never happens. It's in the quiet moments we steal, in between busy days and busier nights, that our romantic trysts often end in more difficult conversations. Those times she turns to me for comfort, and I don't believe I hold the response she needs or wants. Ah, it's so beautiful. Wolf girl! Oh my god, that's adorable!
Malcolm, I don't know what I would do without you.
She's curled herself into a small ball of fluff, nearly atop my lap. We watch the clouds go by from our hilltop perch, our safe space. Oh, she can talk as a wolf now, okay. You'd be fine, Jessie. You were before me. Oh god.
And I will be after?
She looks up at me, horrified. That's not what I was going to say. I only mean that you're stronger than you remember yourself being, perhaps. I'm not all there is for you.
I know. It's just that when I'm with you, I don't... No, I can't imagine my world without you.
That I understand perfectly. God, she's so cute!
Malcolm, can I share something with you? Something I've not confided in you yet?
Always. That's what I'm here for. My heart skips a beat. Should I be nervous or excited?
Neither. Just an open pair of ears, I guess.
That I can do.
I only wanted to share with you how it feels when I change.
The tension in my chest releases. I can feel my heartbeat normally again. You never talk about it. Of course, I'd like to hear more. I'm always here to listen.
It's indescribable, really, but... It's like a fire inside me. It burns so, but not in a bad way.
Just the thought of the fire triggers the warnings given to me by my gran. Not to mention Alana's constant nagging about Jessie's uncontrollable temper.
It's more like a heat, an energy that pulsates, and every time I push it to what I think are my own limits, the heat just explodes even more.
Honestly, it sounds... Jessie gives me a look that implores me to let her take the reins. Her hand slides up my legs and settles between my thighs, with her fingers inches from, well, where it probably ought not to be in broad daylight. She squeezes softly and progressively harder. All of my extremities begin to throb.
It's that sensation that builds right before.
I interrupt before my own inner bomb detonates. I think I understand. It sounds marvelous and kind of jealous.
I would tell you not to be, but it's insane. I wish I could share it with you.
In some ways you already have. I kiss the top of her muzzle and she blushes.
Was that too much? Did I say too much?
Never. I want to hear everything you have to share, as long as you're willing.
You're the greatest man I've ever met, Malcolm. The greatest person, probably.
I can't accept that much praise, but I do appreciate it. You're right that I can't completely understand what all of it feels like, but I know what it means to change. Save it right here. Here and Now, Chapter 8. I wonder how many chapters there are.
You do, don't you? Tell me more, please.
I look out at the horizon, seeing and hearing a million images at once. Every fallen soldier, every laughing face during a midnight round of poker, every cry for help at dawn, and the immediate silence that always followed. Anything I tried to tell her would be met with shock. Best not to add to her concerns. Not today, if ever. I'm not even sure where to start. I left as one person, and I'm not sure I am that man anymore.
You are, though. You must be.
I feel her reaction, even mine, where I try to describe, even delicately, what I've seen and experienced. It's not worth it. I can't. I won't. I worry, Jessie, for both of us. I worry that my sanity is resting on a precipice, and I can't see what's on the other side. I worry about these intense transformations of yours. They remind me of the worst in the world, that which is uncontrollable.
But I do have control.
Do you? What about what happened with Alana? With me?
2 times. That's hardly a problem, Malcolm. Besides, I've been practicing since then. Lots! I don't know if any of that would be an issue were I to leave.
Leave? And what would happen? The city would embrace its new canine artist.
Something like that.
But her voice trails off. I know I've offended her. I'm just worried. That's all it is. I need to push aside those fears and appreciate what's here, in front of me right now. I just know I appreciate you opening up to me, always. Don't let my fears affect you. We both knew where we were getting into.
Not everything.
Not then, but we sure do now. And I'm not going anywhere. You and me, we're a team. I love you.
Malcolm, please be patient with me. I've never been close to a man before. It's a gift, one I don't want to lose.
Anything you need, I'm here. We embrace and leave so much unsaid. Time will continue to pass, as it is ever doing. The right time will come. All of our secrets will come out eventually, whether we want them to or not. For now, we are side by side, and I make it my duty to dwell on nothing but the present. Yeah, be with your girl, man. And as day turns to night... Oh, never mind, it's not. I probably missed a scene. You know, something a little more adult in nature. The morning comes again, and with it another day of routine. Feed and brush Hazel, muck the barn, and bleach the linens. By the time afternoon has rolled around, I find myself adding another layer of stone to the hog pen. My vow to focus on the present is being tested to the limit. Every block paced is an exercise in tedium. And once the pin's built and settled, this plot of land will start looking like a proper farm again, eh, lass? Hazel, watching from her paddocks, shakes her head, as if disagreeing with me. More likely she's shaking away some flies, but I humor her. Well, I give you that garden patch has seen better days. I look toward the long-forgotten garden, which is now just a plot of weeds and overgrowth. There's still time to get a few vegetables planted. What do you say? After this, are you up for a little tilling, girl? That horse is like, fuck you, dude. And I turn back to my mare. She is gone. And the sound of wood clacking against wood comes from inside the stable. As she shuts herself in her own stall again, I holler after her. Maybe tomorrow, then. I laugh and picture a lovely garden blooming just a few months out. Gran will be thrilled. There should be enough to share with the McLeods as well. Let me share real quick. Someone's calling me. Oh, stirring up the nest. Someone's calling me and I don't know who it is, so. Although Jessie's diet seems to be nothing but meat these days, and Grace only eats seafood as far as I can tell. Maybe Marion would like a few vegetables to munch on. The sun beats down on me again. The sun beats down on me long enough that sweat has darkened most of my attire. I consider removing my shirt when I see a shadow move fast approaching. I tuck my shirt tails back in and squint to make out a face. Sure enough, it is my neighbor. She is smiling and flailing her arms. Ahoy, Marion! Hey, he's adorable.
Malcolm!
Oh no. Her smile turns to a frown, and lo and behold, she starts to cry. What could it be now? My thoughts jump to Jessie, gnawing on the leg of that awful gossip monger. Lord help Mrs. Evans. Mrs. McEvans. Blah! Lord help Mrs. McEvans. Good lord.
Oh, Malcolm, I'm so glad you're here. I need help right away.
I lay down my trowel and wipe my brow. What's needed, Marion? Are you all right? Are your sisters okay?
It's my home. It's been invaded.
Invaded? What? Robbed? That sort of thing never happens here. Ever.
It's an invasion of bees. Please come. I don't know how to get them all out.
Oh god, Nicolas Cage. Bees?
I stirred up a nest whilst cleaning the chimney flue. It's a nightmare.
I think on it. I've moved nested hives before with my grandfather. It's quite the task. It's certainly a two-man job. Are you up for the challenge?
I can do it. I'm tougher than a hive of stingers.
I chuckle, not doubting it. Alright, let me grab some supplies. It's best to wait until this evening, when the workers have all returned to the hive. I'll pack up and head over after I eat.
Oh, thank you, Malcolm.
Our houses be free. Would you like to stay for dinner?
No, no, I left all my laundry outside. I need to return. Please, come as soon as you can.
Marion waves again, wiping her tears, and takes off towards her home. Bees taking up residence in the chimney. What are the odds? Not as slim as falling for a girl who happens to be a werewolf, I laughed to myself. We are truly blessed. I changed my clothes, stuffed 3 scones in my mouth, and fill Hazel's pack with some tools and a jug of water before letting Gran know I'm off to wrangle some bees.
Do what you need, Malcolm. Just be careful.
I roll my eyes and start the ride next door. Oh, God. See if this one have a name. Stirring up the nest, same one, okay. I hear the bees before I see them. A swarm hovers over the home, pouring out the chimney. I'd not thought of what to actually do, and now seeing them, I'm not sure how to smoke them out. Most of me just wishes I were here to pay Jessie a visit. She'd certainly been the bee in my bonnet. Yep, here are those damn bees. Marion steps out of the front door and waves. I suggest the obvious to her. Why don't you just start the fire in the hearth? It'll smoke them out. Marion looks mightily alarmed at my suggestion.
A fire? They could all die. I can't kill them. We need to keep them for the honey. I can sell it at the market.
I sigh internally. I want to argue, but I know she's right. Honey is money. Okay, let me unpack, and I'll climb to the roof.
I'll join.
Did you block off the hearth?
Yes, they can't get inside the house anymore. I'll grab something to calm them and be right there.
Be right there, huh? Oh, Lord. So many! Marion, our supplies, and I make a wobbly trek up the window sills and eaves until we're adjacent on a rooftop. She hands me a wad of netting taken out of a burlap sack, and we help each other wrap it around our heads. All right, did you bring a smoker?
No, but I have the next best thing.
Perfume, okay. Marion produces an ornate bottle and begins spraying little puffs all around the chimney. I recognize the scent right away. I don't think that's what your sister had in mind for her saison de la chaleur. Saison de la chaleur. Probably butchering that. Saison de la chaleur. There we go. Doesn't that cost a fortune?
Yes, it does. It'll take it out of her rent.
The eldest MacLeod sister seems to be enjoying this all too much. I can't argue, but the bees noticeably calm their angry hum. As an added bonus, our workspace now smells of rose, jasmine, and the lily of the valley. Here goes nothing. We silently begin dismantling the chimney stones. There's really no need to be quiet on the bees' account, especially with the tinny wrapping of the pick into the masonry, but I'm tired after a long day and relish the peace. Marion and I work well together, almost intuitively. For each stone I chip out of place, she takes it, places it in a pile, and soon the pile looks like a reconstructed chimney of its own. It'll make reassembly miraculously easier. The sun slips below the horizon as we work, and the swarm's activity dies down. A few dozen bees hover, but they don't seem too disturbed by the process. Eventually I slip my gloved hands deep into the chimney cavity, place them on top of the main hive, and start to slowly twist. Yep, that's a beehive. It pulls away from the interior wall easily, and Marion is waiting with an open sack when I lift the nest out in its entirety. More bees swarm, but they seem more tired than bothered. Lazy buzzing hums around their netted heads. I set the hive in the sack, and Marion ties it with twine. My hands are sticky from pollen and honeycomb.
And that's that.
The last latent bees float around us, and I hope they're able to find their way back to their new home. Where to?
Behind the barn.
She scrambles down the roof, and I tie a rope around the sack, lowering it to her. Once I get myself down to solid ground, I take the sack and follow her to a dilapidated wooden hive near the barn.
We haven't used it since Father left, but it should still work fine.
A fine home indeed, fit for a queen.
And her many attendants.
We fumble with the comb, sliding it in chunks into the slats of the wood hive. Soon the buzzing takes on a new sound. When I liken to 1,000 little sighs of relief, we join in their sighs and are finally able to take off our protective coverings.
We did it! You did it!
Marion gives me such a look of joy that I almost reach out to give her a hug. I give her an odd smile and a thumbs up instead, and I assume I've made everything wonderfully awkward. All set then. I'll be back in the morning to get the chimney top back in working order. In the meantime, you should have honey through the season. You know how to maintain it.
For the most part, I can't imagine what Father would say when he sees all that we've changed here. We're beekeepers now.
I also can't imagine what he'll say about having a werewolf daughter.
I'm sure I can ask you for advice should I need it.
The moonlight catches Marion's face, and she is smiling.
Or I can send Jessie over to ask for help.
I'm thankful for the darkness as I know I'm blushing.
Oh, alright, there's Alarm Chan. She's like, that's enough cuteness for today. You stop that right now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to the next video. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!